Hi everyone, it's Rivka, and today we're doing Plan With Me from January 15th through the 21st. And here at the bottom of this one, it actually has a phrase, it's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. And while I like that phrase, I think I'd rather cover it with washi for today, so that's what I'm going to do. And speaking of, here is the washi. So I'm using this washi, it says Shine Bright, and then just this skinny yellow washi. And right now you'll see I start to measure it because the washis weren't, I'm going to say they're not the perfect sizing, they're thinner washis. So I knew I was going to double up, but I wanted to see, I'm going to say how much doubling up, triple, if it would actually fit, all of that. Okay, so now that I've measured it, I'm just going to start laying it out, starting with the top, and I wanted to place this in a very specific way, which is why you'll see I decided I needed to be able to reach it a little bit better. And what I'm trying to do with this is not block off January so that I can just keep that and I don't have to put it on the page. So I laid it out neatly, and I wanted it to start with Shine Bright. When it has words, I like to start the page off with the exact phrase, even if at the end it kind of gets cut off. But you see there that I measured it, and right now what I'm going to do is I'm trying to line it up where it looks nice, and it's just going to say slightly off. It's not perfectly lined up, but it's very specifically lined up, kind of half an inch late or whatever it was. But that way I could keep the Sunday through Saturday bar up in the corner with that calendar. And what I'm doing now is I'm laying it out on the bottom, and I wanted to see if I could see the black words through this washi, and I was able to kind of throughout all of it, but mostly through the words that were very transparent. So I decided to take some label paper and label paper, sticker paper, it's the same thing, and I'm just laying it over that to white it out. As you see, I had printed myself some stickers, and when I cut them out with the razor blade, there's some white strips in between some of them, and just the overhang, and I use all those little bits to white out the words. I mean, it's there's no reason to waste it. So now I'm going to lay it out, and I'm starting off by lining it up with the bottom bar of the boxes. And sometimes I do it that way, sometimes I line it up against the bottom. And I actually, in a minute you'll see, I take what I just did off. And the reason for that is because right now, you'll see that I'm noticing it's going to hang over. And in order to clean that up with this, I'd have to cut through the words, and I didn't really want to do that. So I pulled that up, one of the joys of washi. It's very easy to work with. And then this time I'm starting from lining it up at the bottom of the page, because if I go into the boxes a little bit, it's not that big of a deal, but hanging it over meant I'd have to get rid of some of it. So again, I'm going to line up the beginning of the word with the beginning of the page the best I can, and then just keep going. And this time I decided to, instead of line up the words, offset the colors. So where this washi goes from blue to like this pinkish purplish, I put the blue over the pink purple, and vice versa. And I like both ways of doing it. I think I like the bottom way better, but it wouldn't have worked as well lining it up with January and then the daily bar. So I don't think I mentioned this Shine Bright washi. It came in a tube from Recollections a while back, and it just had a bunch of different washis that had different sayings like love you, shine bright, sunny days, different things like that. And then this yellow washi, I think I got off of like Wish or AliExpress or some cheaper, kind of not junky, but cheaper quality washi, and it works really well. It was only like $1 or $2 and came with like 10 rolls. Don't know that I'd buy it again because I like a little bit better quality. Some of these washi's ripped weird or had white spots on them, so. But I am glad I have them, and I bought it when I was first starting off with washi, so I'm glad I got to experiment with it. And now I'm just using it up. And I actually really like this yellow with this washi. I was surprised when I was going through my washi to find something to match that this is what I chose, but it goes really, really well. So now I'm just going to do what I did on the other side, on this side. And just a note, on most Plan With Me's, you'll see if I'm whiting out the bottom, because it can see, like, the washi can see through and get the color from underneath, I also white out the numbers on the top. And I'm not doing that with this one because the colors don't come through as much as the black, and so I'm going to be putting stickers over them for marking the dates. So that's why I didn't do it with this one. There was no reason to waste the label paper or take the extra time. And I'd rather be getting onto stickers and other decorative parts of this. And now I'm just fighting with the washi because it just wanted to be a bit of a pain, but it ended up working. And I usually do run my finger when it's at the edge of paper, along the edge, and that's just to see if any of it's hanging over, because if it hangs over just a little bit, you get like this stickiness at the edge of the page, and I didn't really want to have that. I don't like that in my notebooks as much, so I tried to avoid it by running my finger carefully so that I don't get any paper cuts. And yeah, and I am lining it up the same way that I lined up the top on the other side of the page. I figured it would be better to have the whole top be one type of pattern and the whole bottom a different one. Alright, so now I'm just using, what I'm using here is a 6-inch metal ruler, and I use it upside down because it's easier to cut the washi that way, but I use it all the time for so many projects and cutting on it and washi ripping and just everything. It's almost always on my desk, and I like it so much. When I saw it on sale, I bought 3 just to be safe. Well, so at that point I was working in an office and not from home, and I wanted one at work, and I didn't want to have to carry it back and forth like in my purse, so it was just easier and it was cheap, so I definitely am glad that I've done that. Alright, so I'm nearly done with the washi, or the normal washi I should say, because after this what I do is I decided to add a little more yellow to it by marking off the weekend. And I don't always do this, but sometimes it's cool to do it. It kind of breaks up the rest of the week from the weekend, and I just centered the black line in the middle of the yellow washi, and it helped keep it even and made the black line part of the decoration. And then I'm just going to mark off the notes bar from the week, and okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull out my sticker box because I hadn't decided yet which numbers I wanted to put at the top to mark off the dates. So this is a bin. It's a project bin. It's not the 12 by 12, it's the size below it. And I keep a lot of my stickers in here at the moment. My last, I'm going to say, organization for stickers didn't work out so well. So now a lot of my stickers are in here, but I also have like 2 small binders of them or something along those lines. And I went through my alphas because that's what my numbers are as well, and I decided on these black ones, and then I just organized the stickers a little bit so that the box will close, and I moved that to the side. And the stickers I chose, they're from the Dollar Tree, and they actually came in a larger sheet, but I cut them in half to make them fit in things better. Right now I'm just, because there's 2 sheets of each, I'm just pulling out the ones with the numbers on it. So what I'm doing is I'm counting the different days, like how many ones I'll need, and making sure that I have enough ones. And I thought I counted right, but you'll see soon that I actually counted wrong. Don't know how, but I end up saving it, so it's all good. And what you see in my hand is a tweezer, and I find it so much easier to lay out stickers, especially delicate ones. Not that these are delicate, but they're not, I'm gonna say the greatest quality, but they're not the worst quality. They're pretty good, especially for $1, and you get 2 sheets in that pack. So it's definitely worth it. But it's easier to lay them out and make sure you get it lined up without having to see through your fingers. I don't know anybody who can do that, but if you could, that would be awesome. Anywho, so what I'm going to do right now is I started with the 5 to line it up. Since it was the bigger number, to center it better, I like to start with the bigger number if possible. And then I'm going through and using them. And the reason why I keep switching back and forth between the sheets is I like to finish one sheet at a time. If I need to, then I go on to the second sheet, which I needed to on this one because there was no ones on the first page. And I'm just going to keep putting down the big numbers. And a moment ago, I'm pretty sure you saw that I kind of noticed that my ones were not going to make it all the way. I didn't have any left. So I decided to first put down what I had for sure, and then I was going to fix the one problem. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to take letters and modify them so that they match what the other ones look like. And I do this a lot when I don't have numbers. If it's like a 0 or a 1 or something, I try to cut up, say, other parts of the stickers to make what I need. And for this time I used letters because they matched. And you'll actually see here that I'm going through and I'm looking and I'm trying to see which ones have the closest resemblance, like the different, like I don't remember what they're, tariffs or something they're called, because at the bottom of the 1 there's 2, and then at the top there's the 1, and I wanted to make sure it was a letter that was I can easily change into it, and the T, I would have had to cut the top of both sides to make it more even and matching the stickers on the other side. And as you see, I'm checking it, and then now that I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to lay them out on the sheet. And if I remember correctly, a minute ago I saw that I did have one left, but I figured I would just save it since I had plenty of these eyes that I could change. And slight difference, it's not much of a difference, but the slight difference from one page to the other is better than mixing it on the same page. So I like to try to keep it as even like that as I possibly can. So now that I have all the numbers up, I'm just going to clean up from the washi overhang. Normally I get to that sooner, but I didn't have a lot of it, so I think I forgot because it was a thin washi. And just some cleanup, and then we shall move on. And what I'm going to do next is pick out a sticker. I didn't really like how that note circle over there looks. I don't know why, I just don't like it, so I almost always cover it. And I'm using a Me and My Big Ideas sticker book. One of the pages fell out. Normally I use the circles stickers because they fit over it perfectly, but this week I saw this sticker and I really liked it, and I thought it would be a fun little difference. And it's really colorful, and it says there are so many beautiful reasons to be happy, and I just like that. So I'm putting it down there, and the yellow matches and totally ties it in, which I love. And I think that's it for most of the deco, and now moving on to the functional stickers. And these functional stickers are actually stickers that I made. And the first one that I put down is actually the logo to my fiance's company. So I put that down to represent him because he made it, it's his company, and it's just perfect. And then the top one is actually my stepson's name, and on the side, I don't know if you can really tell in the video, there are 2 hockey sticks, and he loves hockey, so that was, I thought, perfect for him. And all I did was take the little hockey image and size it down to the font that I was going to use on Word, and I just laid those out putting hockey sticks on the size of each of his name, and then printed it on sticker paper, same as I did with the logo, and then just used a metal, what's it called? A metal ruler and a straight edge, and like just a blade, and I cut them neatly, and that's how you have that sticker sheet that, well, you see right now. And I have some other little icons. They're mostly clip art that I liked. And like, for example, this one's a black and white Swiffer, and on there you'd see that I had a frying pan, and I just use those to represent things that I'm doing. So like every Monday, I knew I was going to be thoroughly cleaning the floors extra well, and so I laid that sticker down. I don't really know what else I'm doing throughout the week. I don't usually, because I kind of take it as I go and how I feel, but this way I have boxes set up for my stepson and my fiance, and then the tops for me, and everything's good to go and ready for me to fill in as the week goes. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know I enjoy making them. I hope you enjoy watching them. If you do, please subscribe, because I'd love to have you for my next video, and I'm trying to put these out every week. Hope to see you next time. Have a great week. Bye.